Get some writing. Okay, perfect. 6 o'clock, first order of business, is the pledge of the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Review and approve the minutes of December 21st.
I move to approve.
Second. Motion the second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? That's everybody. Members reports, we'll start with Charlotte.
Don't have any things.
Nice. They can be positive too.
I know.
Bill, Lindsay, Jim.
Just a couple of compliments on the condition of the roads in our last storm compared to towns around us. So, good job.
Okay. And I don't know, so we'll go ahead to Richard for the town manager's report.
All right, we're down to one page today. How's that? 2022 town report. We are in the process of building that out. I sent an email out to a lot of folks yesterday, hoping that they come back to us by January 20th. I've already got probably 4 today, just as of yesterday's request. So nomination papers are due back tomorrow, close of business, which is 6 o'clock. The office will be closed on Monday, the 16th, in observance of Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Going to be working to develop the write-ups on town report dedication, which came in electronic vote. We'll record that as a part of town meeting, and then the Spirit of America is taken care of as well. If you have any material that you'd like to submit for that, just let me know. The planning board is going to meet next week. That's Thursday, the 12th at 6 to review the application for proposed 140 by 100 commercial building, which is going to include a shop. I think 2/3 of the space will be a shop, and another third will be office retail space. That's at 260 Waterville Road, Nickerson's property. Butters notices have been sent. Project seems relatively simple, but we'll review that next Thursday. Budget committee is going to meet tomorrow night at 6 o'clock here to start the review process. University of Maine of Farmington has returned on my request about consultation to improve Building Park. It's in just an odd time of year. They're mid-semester, it was finals, you've got the holidays, so they forwarded that to the biology and environmental staff to see if they were interested. So hopefully we'll hear back there soon. Not much we're going to do down there right now, but at least the ball's moving on that project. Got a note of thanks from the Seven Lakes Alliance based down in Belgrade Lakes. That for the fire department's role in responding to the oil spill on the north end of North Pond. Over the weekend, they were also an integral part of the water rescue that was on North Pond as well. So thank you to the fire department and the staff that showed up there on the holiday weekend. Odd times of day for all of that kind of things. We also have an internal posting on the firefighter. That's going to be up through January 15th. And if we get a successful applicant internal, we'll extend the job offer and move forward. So
Someone leave.
yes, we have a full-time firefighter resign as of the last meeting. Yeah. Yes. And then wrapping up public works, last Thursday, the federal spending bill was actually signed. We had anticipated it to be signed. It was, and that did include the $2.5 million for the river and highway preservation project. So I thank you to Senator Collins' office and staff for the support on that. That should be a nice help to offset some of those unexpected expenses, especially in the state of the
Thank you. All right, number 6, discussion action on January 4th, general warrant.
I move that we approve general warrant number 25 in the amount of $23,752.59.
Second.
Motion and second, any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? And that's everybody. Public comment?
Hey, just one thing. Town of Anson received $1.4 million, same federal budget that Richard was just talking about. $1.4 million divided the fire station. They're going to come visit us on Tuesday at 5. If I heard the chief correctly. So, Richard, anybody might want to join. I don't feel have questions, just want to look around. I believe it's the select board.
No.
That's not the chief. Even Dave knows more than I do. Ask him if you want details, but
Nice.
worthy of no.
They won't be able to afford it. 1.4 million.
Probably if they,
Wow.
if they try to buy exactly that, probably.
recommendation on
That's crazy.
contractors?
I have some.
All right, moving on.
I have some recommendations of-
Moving on.
Steer clears.
Moving on.
Yes.
Okay, number 8, discussion action on appointment of register of voters.
This is a biannual appointment, and the recommendation of the board is to appoint Sharon Dodge as registrar through December 31st of 2024.
So
moved.
second.
And a second, any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, and that's everybody.
Does she want it?
Thank you very much. All right, discussion action on municipal officers order to place a question on the ballot for secret ballot.
That's gonna be done through the warrant process. I put it on here as a placeholder just in case. That would be a motion to table.
Move to table indefinitely.
And second, any further discussion on that? Seeing none, all those in favor? That's everybody. And okay,
Is this on the? Okay.
The public hearing is gonna be on the question.
Okay.
That's the next item.
So can we look at, I mean, what's the impact of that discussion action municipal officers order to place a question on the ballot? Is there a particular question or is it generic or?
So that would be, we're gonna order that to the ballot by warrant. It's gonna be in the warrant that it will order to secret ballot. The warrant will say Article 2 to vote by secret ballot on the following referendum question. So we don't need the order. We don't need a municipal officer's order.
All right, so it's just an administrative,
Correct.
okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was a particular topic. We've got a few things that we talked about with secret ballot or not.
So that specifically was gonna be related to the retail medical marijuana.
All right,
But I have already kind of booked that in, and the question's been written as Article 2, so that it would be voted on by secret ballot. As a referendum question.
Okay. Yeah.
That's gonna be a part of your next thing, and then the warrant next meeting.
okay, so moving forward, discussion action on municipal officers, notice of public hearing on secret ballot.
Okay, so this is related to the question. And it will read to vote by secret ballot on the following referendum question. Shall the town vote to authorize within the municipality the operation of registered medical marijuana retail stores, provided they operate in compliance with all applicable state and local requirements? It will also note that it was submitted by a citizen petition. Because it's not being handled at an open town meeting, you have to have at least one public hearing on it. My recommendation to you would be to schedule 2. Just number 1, you don't want everybody loaded in on one night, if there's not much interest, and number 2, just scheduling and availability. I think it's a nice offering, so if you would like, we could schedule them for Wednesday, January 18th, which is your next meeting, and Wednesday, February 1st. That way the public hearings take place before absentee ballots go out.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds fine.
Fair? So it'd be a motion to sign those public hearings.
So move second.
Okay, motion a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? It's everybody. Good. All right, number 11, discussion action on 2023 budget. What was that?
Okay, so-
Glad I'm not on the budget committee anymore.
We went through this at the last meeting. And there were only a handful of comments from that. I think I got that one. In terms of adjustment, we can start at administration and move through what we need as any motions on that. And if you have other adjustments, what I have done is after the last meeting, there didn't seem to be much in the way of discussion of changes. I had comments on the library, and then we hadn't really got into a discussion about the number of the programs.
Yeah,
So,
especially where that 2.5 is coming, that kind of does change a little bit. Yeah.
so. If we want to take it, we can go through it again. And if there's something that has changed between the last time and this time, I'll let you know. If you have other questions or comments, we can take that up. Yeah. Administration.
on this first page, the budget overview, can we look at that for just a second? So 2021, is that all of our totals so far? 1,000,007? 22 actual.
22 actual, that is. It's not, it's gonna be off because tonight's bills will go against that.
Be close to that.
Yeah, I mean, I think these numbers were drawn the 1st of December.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for 20, just pointing this out for 22 budget, we had 2.4 million. We spent 1.7 million. And this year, we're gonna be $1 million more, 2.7 million is what we're looking at, just as a sobering thought as we move this process forward. Is that correct?
Versus actual, yes.
All right. That's good.
So,
I understand why, I get that, I
Yeah,
understand
that's
why,
what-
it's sobering to me to see that number on a piece of paper.
so that's the other thing is the use, if you, I mean, you can pull that back. We've got the use of undesignated surplus, and that's typically how, we'll bring another $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 into reducing taxation.
And we're not putting any additional money into the market account that we set up last year, are we? Or do we have any budget for that? Are we actively putting anything in, or we're just letting that to see if it comes?
So you can do what you'd like with that. If you'd like to put money in that. You can direct me to do that, and that's just done. It doesn't have to go through town meeting.
Okay, but that wouldn't be part of the budget here? Okay. And obviously it's tanked, but everything is right now. I just wanted, if there is like surplus there, I want to make sure that we're looking at that as a way to, we are going up each year. We need to find a way to kind of combat that. That's not taxation, so. Okay. $8,000 more in the library, that's for additional programming, or is that staffing, like that's? I know it was like fuel, things like that, but it's 8,000 more than last year, I can't remember. Yeah.
I think that if I remember right, the library was largely driven off from. fuel.
They don't have
So
to
you
be
got,
posted?
they do, but the $600 more in electricity, their heating fuel's up 800. There was added money for programming, so what, that was the adjustment at the last meeting with the library was. You wanted to accept my request, but carry forward the trustees' request for more programming money. And that was because of the Chewonki program and their Usula days, the Mr. Drew program that they had.
Okay.
So what I have penciled in for your recommendation was my recommendation plus the programming at 2,000.
I can see like for last year, they had a $3,000 budget for buying books, and they only spent 2,200, like why? Where does that money go when they don't use that up? Does that go into
Look at the general fund.
general for the library or for us, like, okay, yep,
So the Congress still gets to keep their money unless it's donations or conditional money.
all right.
There's not much you can do, right? You can just see the trend of everything.
A lot you can do.
There's no single
Yeah.
moves. you can
Just like
make.
when you go to the grocery store to go buy the same stuff you bought a year ago, it's.
Well, we're in a really good position because we do have income coming in to cover these things for now, but there may be a time in the future where we don't.
Yeah.
14 years, right? There's
So hopefully we can invest it properly and.
Yeah.
So we on general, we on administration?
Well, administration, right, we started, we made a motion to, I mean, we've essentially looked through.
Yeah, I just have a question on 1, 2, 3, third line down, full-time on wages. So we basically went from 44 to 48, and that is our new negotiation that we entered into, increasing salaries, I assume.
Yeah, it was,
I thought it would be more than
it was
that,
a one-off.
Yeah.
Plus 60 cents.
so that doesn't look bad. I'm just trying to see through all this insurance, we're up about 60,000 for the year.
Mhm.
You've got a bump there, you've got a couple of little bumps. I suppose all those little bumps add up to 60,000 eventually.
Well, right, I mean, in terms of the budget, it's about 25.
Oh,
Budget over budget is 25.
budget over budget. I'm looking
And
at
that's right, and your wages and benefits accounts for 19.4.
Okay. And the actual spend, and I don't have to ask this for everyone, just I'll start with this one up on. So if you look at 2021. We've got what we spent, we got 2022 budget, what we actually spent, and then we've got what we're requesting. So on what we actually spent, I'm assuming we've got some savings here because we weren't fully staffed or some other factors.
So you've got unpaid time off, you've got in between budget for employees that take. Right now, I've got 2 employees in admin that don't take our health insurance, it's gonna pay out the 40% buyout.
Right.
I can't give that up completely.
I understand.
So you don't want to budget to 100% of benefits. It's gonna leave even more money on the table. Yeah, and there are quite a few expenses that aren't booked into that. I mean, it's not
It's not
$50,000 for expenses.
Right.
You know, you've got probably 3 more payrolls that got booked in.
I won't ask that on every budget, I promise.
You got a question to ask, I mean, that's
No, that, I mean, that makes sense, that number isn't, only thought is we only spent 350 or 380, you know. Why do we need 400? But if we haven't paid all the bills for this year, then that number is gonna get closer to 380.
Since I've been here, our departments are as close to being at full budget.
Yeah.
Or over.
Okay.
I've never written off a contingency until the last meeting. And it was peanuts in the grand scheme. of it.
Yeah, it was a
But,
couple bucks.
you know, we're looking at. If we had pulled the generator for public works out of their budget, they're way over budget, kind of a thing, which pocket you gonna pay that?
Yeah. So do we start looking for motions?
yeah, we take them all.
All right, I move that we approve the 2023 budget for administration for the select board recommendation of $404,700.
Second, a second, any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
We just kind of go down the list. I move that we approve the 2023 budget for elected officials in the amount of $18,100.
Second.
In a second, any further discussion on that? Seeing none, all those in favor? Is everybody?
Will we approve the 2023 budget for tax assessing in the amount of $25,000?
Second.
Motion and a second, any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Is everybody?
Move to approve the 2023 budget for public safety in the amount of $115,562.
Second.
Motion and a second, anything discussion?
On that one, Matt, so 22 act was about 65,000.
Yeah, because that doesn't last more, but the last meeting we did hydrant rental check for the other 42 some.
Got it.
Mhm.
Thank you. That's a big one.
We kind of went over everything in.
Question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I didn't think to bring my budget stuff with me, but I just wondered. Why, who do we rent the fire hydrants from?
Paul, do you want to take that one?
I will.
I'm sorry, and I don't mean to have. Just be very careful being on the budget committee, that you don't do your independent investigation outside of the budget committee. It's not improper on it, but how do we arrange for people?
Well, first of all, You're not renting the hydrants. That's their words for it. It's unlimited public access to fire protection water. So you're paying for the unlimited use of water. It's set up in state law, PUC rules, a certain percentage of the water district budget. I forget the number.
30
Ish,
budget.
right? A certain percentage of that goes to the municipality for paying for that unlimited use of fire protection water. Yep. Now, some years you might make out really well on that, and some years you don't, and but you're not really renting the hydrants. The hydrants are owned and maintained by the water district,
Right.
separate from the town. But you're really paying for unlimited use of public water for fire protection purposes.
I've been voting for this for 10 years and I never knew that, so thank you.
Hydrant rental is something that, I don't know,
Yeah.
John said, or somebody
Sure.
tagged the name there, and it's like.
It's
By our own.
We don't want you to hide scrolls to that.
Water insurance money, yeah, that's.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Perfect. Vote on public safety, so all those in favor? That's everybody.
I move to approve the 2023 budget for the fire department in the amount of $290,837.
Motion in a second, any further discussion on that? Yeah, fire away, Jay.
No, I was just looking at the capital equipment, but that's a separate fund, so. Correct.
That's correct. And, not reserve.
Okay, any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? It's everybody.
Okay. I move that we approve the 2023 budget for public works in the amount of $707,950.
Motion in a second, any further discussion? Seeing
Big
none.
ones, but roads are important, I suppose, right?
Yeah. Seeing none, all those in favor? It's everybody.
Move that we approve the 2023 budget for cemeteries in the amount of $5,850.
Second. Motion in a second, any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? It's everybody.
Move that we approve the 2023 budget for general assistance in the amount of $5,600.
Second. Motion in a second, any further discussion?
Well, kind of, I mean, like it's a big chunk of money and we never use them. So is it just there as a, just in case to help out or something?
Yeah, so that's a number that was here when I got here. We administer under a state program as reimbursements. It was always just kind of estimated to budget here or there, but if we don't budget it, we have to spend it anyway if they qualify.
Okay.
So no, it's not easy to qualify.
And the town does get reimbursed at some threshold for the.
80%.
Okay, so that's not fully on the taxpayer, that is only,
Well, it is, it's from the state, right?
yeah, well,
Okay,
I'm not in charge of the state, but only the town stuff, the town tax. Okay,
correct.
All right.
So this will walk, typically, if we have an expense, it will walk out on the reimbursement. So
okay,
on your 2021 actual, you'll see that the expense was 1080, that was a burial. What you don't see here is money that we received back from the state for 80% of that. And that's going to appear in your 2022 budget. But we didn't spend much of anything, but we're going to have that reimbursed.
okay.
Right, any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? That's it.
All right, move that we approve the 2023 budget for the recreation department for the amount of $22,925.
One in a second, any further discussion?
We kind of covered it last time.
Seeing none, all those in favor? It's everybody.
I'm move to approve the 2023 budget for parks in the amount of $11,150.
Motion in a second, any further discussion?
Why is that one so much higher? I don't remember.
Because of the porta potties, we're doubling. the
Okay,
size.
that's okay.
And I'm
That makes
staying
sense.
track with ball, a lot of lights were generated from ball fields. So
Okay.
that's the right budget, we doubled that, and then the
Okay.
parks, we're gonna double hit the park. And then add it actually went
Okay,
But
yeah, all right, that makes
it was
sense.
double clean.
I just couldn't remember from last time why it was,
And that was a manual adjustment from then to now.
okay.
Okay, any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Everybody?
I move that we approve the 2023 budget for the library in the amount of $45,035.
Second.
A motion and a second, any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Move that we approve the 2023 budget for code enforcement of $52,050.
Second.
Motion and a second, any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Move to approve the 2023 budget for the planning board in the amount of $2,000.
Motion and a second, any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
All right, I move that we approve the 2023 budget for social services in the amount of $7,000.
Second.
Motion and a second, any further discussion?
General assistant versus social services, like, I guess I'm just having I'm feeling it that's the same thing, but I'm assuming it's not since it has two lines.
For the other one's given.
Yeah, honestly, social services probably isn't an appropriate name for it. But that's, when I got here, that's what it was.
Okay,
Like I have a rental fee.
Yeah.
so I'm guessing that one, there isn't state reimbursement, it's just,
Social services is purely
Chair.
public tax
Norridgewock.
dollars for
okay,
taxes.
okay,
We get a letter.
okay, all right. Just want
That's a
to,
good one, though. It's probably improperly.
well, it's, yeah,
I'll rename.
because if it's the same thing, you look at it, you add it up, and then that becomes like a big number, but if they are like actually different things and different qualification thresholds, we need to, okay. Let's sit on top.
That's too much fun. All right, all those in favor? That's everybody.
I move that we accept the 2023 budget for summer grounds, in the amount of $45,000.
Second.
Motion and a second, any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? That's everybody.
Move to approve the 2023 budget for debt services in the amount of $92,258.
Second.
Motion and a second, any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? That's everybody.
Move that we approve the 2023 budget for unclassified for $30,623.
Second.
Can you remind me what?
I was just gonna ask the same thing.
Unclassified,
Yeah,
see, when I go out here, it pays for the airport, it pays the dollar on solid waste contract, it pays our MMA dues as well as KB clock.
That's great.
so for like, why isn't that part of the under the airport, like? I guess I just don't understand why it's got like little different pockets, like why is it coming out of the general?
Because they don't have a budget.
Right, it could
Okay.
theoretically get built into,
All right, okay.
it's like a public works or something.
Yep,
like
okay,
that, but
all right.
it has-
Okay, so that's where that
It's kind of like
22,000 that we give the
all
airport
other-
every year.
It
Okay.
isn't a department budget, it's
Yep.
just